Oh, no, never mind. No, the tray tables don't work either. At least they're consistent when shit's broken. Let me just... let me just... I can't click anything. Nothing in the cockpit that I move or adjust seems to do anything. Why is the display for my electronic meter tied to my brightness dial? It's the other 737 Max, 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 right there in the air. Probably somewhere right around here. Where is it? Heyo. Looking for traffic. There goes the Spirit Airlines. I don't even... Why is this aircraft doing a go around the opposite direction of this aircraft? It's time that us as virtual simmers, just like a lot of the other gamers of the world, stand up and say this is enough. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to FS2024. And welcome to a different kind of review. Essentially, I cannot play the sim as it sits. I cannot review aircraft as I normally would, which puts me in a bit of a situation. Essentially, I'm not going to go back to FS2020. I mean, I do play it in my free time because it's the only working version of Microsoft Flight Simulator that's current. And X-Plane content doesn't really tickle the fancy. So I don't know what I'm going to do for content from here on out, but I do want to walk you guys through the problems that I'm currently experiencing, and I want to see how many of you are having these problems of variants of these problems, or a different problem or set of problems. And I wanted to start here. I'm also sick, by the way. I'm sorry I've been saying that at the start of every video, but it's because it's true. But I'm going to start. I got to move some stuff here so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to start on the main menu. That's where we're at right now, is on the main menu. And in order to show this, I need to go to my desktop screen, which is no change for you guys. But the first thing is I'm currently moving my mouse all around the screen here. Inside of the Flight Sim 2024 window, you obviously can't see what's going on. So what I have found, and the recommendation by Microsoft and so, was just to hit Alt-Enter to force the game into windowed mode. Sometimes that forces a crash to desktop. So we're not going to do that. Instead, what I recommend doing is taking an app like your Task Manager here, and you put the Task Manager essentially in line with this box. Now, I can try to do this without doxing myself. I can use the Task Manager as an idea of where my cursor actually is, because here, can't see. I'm clicked into the window now, can't see, until I come back to my Task Manager. So I know I need to click Sign In, so I'll just go over. Because I'm clicked into the Task Manager right now, I can see where I am. Click Sign In. And then same deal. I'm going to go ahead and use my Task Manager and click in. And you can do this with all other apps too. So like if I just clicked into my OBS window, and then I can come back from the right side of my screen and hit go. That's the first issue that I ran into and continue to run into in Flight Sim. So we're going to go ahead and load. It looks like they also added this, there's a counter. Once you get past the packages, there's actually a counter for like scenery and stuff like that while this stupid splash screen plays in the background. But I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the menu and go through. There's a lot of broken aircraft or non-complete aircraft, and that really bums me out. This is frozen. I think we're going to crash the desktop here. But it really bums me out. You know, we weren't sold a FS2024 beta. That already came and went. We were sold a final product, a product that cost between $80 and $300, or was it like $265, something like that, depending on what edition you got. I would imagine most folks probably, if you're really into Flight Sim, you probably sprang for the $200 US Aviator edition. And from what I can tell, most of, if not all of, because I haven't gone through all of the aircraft yet, I just haven't had the time. Most of those aircraft have fundamentally broken flaws in them that stop you from operating the aircraft. Stuff as simple as just controls not working. A animated clickable cockpit where you hover over stuff to click on it, but when you click on it, nothing happens. Down to smaller stuff like external lights not working despite you moving the switch on the aircraft that do have working clickable cockpits. So we'll get into all of that and a little bit more in just a minute here. I obviously have to sit and wait for the cloud-based computing to stream the data that I need to my computer instead of just reading it off of my hard disk. I think I'm going to move Flight Sim. I said hard disk, it's on an SSD, but I think I'm going to move it from my SSD just to clear up the 30 gigabytes because what does it matter? What does it matter? If my internet is my limiting factor, my hard drive, though it's slower than an SSD, is going to write way faster than I'm going to pull data from the internet, at least at the current rate that I'm experiencing I have 500 download speed, which isn't incredible. It's not like gigabit internet or anything like that, but it should be able to handle more than, real-time data loading. I do, what's it called? Google Earth VR. Some of you guys might have remembered that video from a long, long time ago. I can do that with no problem. And that's loading essentially the same thing. 3D worlds in real time as you move around the entire Earth, and you're moving way faster than you are in Flight Sim 2024. I can literally drop down into Istanbul, transfer not complete, check your notification. Oh, transfer complete. Okay. I can literally drop down into Istanbul and then zoom out and go to New York City. And in a matter of seconds, everything will be fully loaded. So I know it's a problem with the sim, not my internet. Just for funsies, let's not do Istanbul because I don't know exactly where it is. Let's do Dubai. So here's Dubai. Blocky, blocky, blocky. So we're loaded in. Those runways still look like shit. Still look like shit. They still don't look great, but I think I'll take this as a full load. Okay, ready? And then we're going to go to New York City. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Zooming out, zooming out, zooming out, zooming out. Going over. I'm clicking. Can you hear me clicking and dragging and nothing's happening? Cool. Love that. Zooming in to New York. Waiting. Waiting. We're almost there. Maybe this is as complete as it gets. That actually wasn't too bad. We'll see how our experience varies. And look at this. This all looks relatively good. Whatever technology they're using to render this map here. I understand it's a top-down view, but you can tell there's depth. There's 3D stuff. If you look at the air conditioner here on the right side of the screen versus the actual top of the building, I can see that there's depth there. Maybe it's just an issue with the 3D modeling. But it does mountains just fine. If we go, I was going to say down to Appalachia. Let's go over to the Rockies. All right, if I zoom in here on the Rockies, I can tell that there's elevation changes as I move around the map. Obvious shading here where the sun's hitting this western face of the mountain and it's not hitting the eastern face because the sun is setting. I don't know. I'm disappointed, and I am aware that we saw issues in the launch of 2020. 2020 wasn't perfect when it launched either. My, I guess, gripe or grievance is the fact that they did this again. We're seeing some of the same issues again, as well as the always online cloud-based gaming. For those of you who don't understand fully what that is, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm like a know-it-all whiz or anything, right? I don't fully understand the idea of cloud-based gaming, but essentially boiled down, it comes down to you are streaming data and constantly connected to the internet. And if that internet connection doesn't exist for whatever reason, if your internet goes out, or if the server based on it goes out, or in the case of the crew, gets turned off by the developer, you're done. That game's done. You're never going to fly again. And that's it. Like we saw on the launch day on the 19th, horrendous server overload. That, I think, was a short sight on Microsoft. This is not the livery I picked. Excuse you. Excuse you. I have to turn on my sticks also. Let's go back. Yeah, so, I mean, loading in, little bouncing around, shit like that. And I probably actually need to lower my graphics settings a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit choppy, so let's do that real quick. The one thing I will give flight sim overall is the performance does seem to have increased slightly. It's still not great. It's not where I would expect it to be. You know, the whole idea of, oh yeah, we're offloading a lot of the data streaming to our end, therefore it should be better for you. Well, that's just not the case. From my experience and from a lot of folks I've seen online as well. Okay, it's passenger variant, and I want the Boeing house. Save. And everything's just clunky. The menu takes a while to load. And look, we were just at Renton. Why did it deload? And I've got floating parking stalls here now. These were previously over here. Why are these floating? These aren't where they're supposed to be. Now it looks like they're fixed. Anyway. Let's start up another flight and see what we can get into. I will say the loading times from menu to sim are definitely faster. Scenery takes a while to generate, unfortunately, so that would be nice if I would rather have a longer loading time with better preloaded scenery, because what I end up doing most of the time is going from a like unloaded scenery suite, which we're going to see here, so you can see all of just the rough textures of everything around us, and usually I fuck off for like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, let everything load in. Looks like my performance attempts did not help. I also want to know if there's a way to get rid of this starting outside mode nonsense. I don't have interest in always clicking on my little remove before flight stuff, the pitot covers, the engine covers, the chocks, all that sort of stuff. Which I do understand, yes, you can just click on the runway and start there, right? Obviously, but I don't know why I came here. This is kind of neat. They do have some interestingly made stuff, like your leveler kits if you're doing a gear swing. You want to make sure the aircraft is jacked up level. So that's kind of neat. And somewhere up here, it's not modeled, but there's somewhere you would hang a plumb bob from. And then I'm too short to see it, but right around here, I think, is where it would sit, and there's a little placard that tells you. But anyway, we're not doing an airplane review. I can't get out. I'm stuck. I am stuck in the gear well. All right, we'll just cut to the cockpit then. Okay, so we're aboard the 7-3. Trim out my throttles, and I chose the 7-3 on purpose because I wanted to demonstrate a specific issue with it. We're not going to fly this today because we wouldn't be doing it justice if we did, but we will get power going here, and we'll turn on the logo, nav, and wheel well lights. Should be all I need for this demonstration. Get a little bit of panel lighting going. That I hate. Why is the display for my electronic meter tied to my brightness dial? Is that real on the 7.3 Max? I know that's not the case on other 7.3s. That's something to look at, or to keep an eye on, I should say. None of my radios down here appear to be powered up, or are they switched off? Negative. So are they also tied to the panel brightness? Yes, they are. I hate that. That's not realistic. You don't, at least I want to curtail myself because I've never been on the flight deck of a 7.3 Max. Maybe it's something that Boeing did. We all know they've made stupid choices recently. But any other 7.3, you turn on the power and your radios, if they will either have a separate dimmer or they'll just be at this brightness. And especially to control all of the different radio stacks on one brightness knob, silly. I also see that my ADF appears to not be working. Oh, nope. Just kidding, it doesn't matter. So there's just no ADF. Looks like we do have a working weather radar, which is neat. Although the test to normal. Go normal. Okay, so I think we've got APU power. We do. Okay, so I am going to turn on our anti-collision and wing lights. So short of the taxi lights and landing lights, we have every light on this aircraft again, except for the landing and taxi lights. If we go outside, there is not a single light illuminated on this aircraft. Not a single one. Oh, I do see runway turnoff lights. Taxi lights do work, as do the landing lights. I stand corrected, I forgot my pitot covers too. The landing lights not work? They do. They're just not working on my keybind, which is fine. Does the... Oh. The middle position is supposed to be flash. Okay. But every other light is on right now. Just to prove I'm not fibbing. Logo. Let's go position and strobe. Anti-collision, wing, and wheel well. On. Okay. Back outside. It's hard to get a good angle of the wingtip. Oh no, maybe I do. Okay, maybe they patched it. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. There now appears to be working lighting on the 7.3 Max. Previously, like as of like this afternoon, it was not working for me. Daytime or nighttime, and that's what I was going to do, is I was going to switch to nighttime to prove my point. But it looks like it is working, so I stand corrected. Humble pie, let me eat a slice. That's good. I'm glad. That's one of the lesser issues that I've had with the sim. We're going to move from the 7.3 now, and we're going to go to the PC-24, the latest PC-24. Those of you who don't know, it's a twin-engine business jet designed for unimproved field. It's got really rugged, robust landing gear, and I should say more rugged and robust landing gear. I think I scrolled past it already. And it also has a higher up engine design. Oh, there it is. PC-24. I don't think we need to change anything on it. It should be good as it is. Yep, we'll leave it as VIP. I like that livery. Thank you. Got it from my data stream. Cool. Saving back. Let's pick a new location. We're somewhere VIP-y. Let's go to Aspen. Loading in, loading in. The other thing I did keep getting a lot of were, excuse me, messages saying that my data stream was too low, which prompted me to check my actual data stream bitrate. No, it wasn't. Something's wrong on your end. I'm getting perfectly fine data. So, anyway, loading into the PC-24. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to walk around the jet. Wait for the load. Again, loading times are improved. I will give credit where credit is due. If you look at the landing gear, the tires, the engines there, boom, bang, insta pop in. And if you think my livery's done, is it? Yes, it is. All right, same deal as before. We'll give it plenty of time here. We'll do a little faux walk around, take off the engine covers, the pitot covers, the chocks, all that stuff. PC-24. And if you look inside of the cockpit, you see how there's already a light on inside. See how the emergency exit sign is illuminated. This is supposed to be a cold and dark aircraft. That's why I came out here and took the pitot tubes and, or pitot covers and the engine covers and chocks out. Let's go inside. Oh, interesting. I have a master warning and a master caution. My ELT is on. Why is that? Oh, my throttles are maxed out. I better... Oh, no. There. Nope, my throttles are at idle in real life. I'm pushing F1, which was the default for... Oh, my rudder trims to nose... Let me just try and... Oh. Well, I can't... Can I turn... Nope. Nope. Well, oh, my parking brake. Am I... Oh, well, I can... Well, I can hear my flat moving, but it's not moving. Okay, well, we do have an option for ground power, so let's turn that on. Oh, good, I've got ground power. Oh, wow, that's really obnoxiously bright. Oh, I don't remember pulling this down. Let me just, let me just, oh. This is what I'm upset about. Shit like this is unacceptable. People paid in excess of $200 in some cases, or $70. Even the folks who bought the base game or who are playing it for free on Game Pass deserve a better finished product with this. I'm going to use the Microsoft Flight Simulator default key bind of Control E to start the aircraft. It's going to start, but I can't click anything. Nothing in the cockpit that I move or adjust seems to do anything. I have animated controls. Sorry, no I don't. I have an animated forward and aft yoke. I've got animated rudder pedals. I've animated brakes. But if we go outside, all of my control surfaces are working. So I can waggle left and right and move my actual control surfaces on the aircraft. But when I go back inside, it doesn't work. And again, I can't change any of this. What's going on here? Now, one thing I just thought of, and maybe this will fix my problem, is if I go to my control scheme and switch it to whatever the modern is, because I think I have it set to legacy right now. No. But it really shouldn't matter. Either way, I should be able to, like, if I'm moving my flap, in fact, I know it's not going to matter, and I'm not going to change it because it's probably going to fuck up something else in the sim. I'm a little bit upset. Can you tell? Yeah, cockpit interaction system lock, legacy. Let's try legacy. Fuck it. Who cares, right? Okay, here we are back. Legacy mode. Oh, now I really can't do anything. And nothing still works. So let's just go ahead and change that back now while it's fresh in my head, so I don't get more upset later on. I don't even remember where it was. Was it flight interface? Lock. So here we are. We have all of these warning lights on. Nothing in the ICAS other than the parking brake. Not ICAS, but the crew alerting system. It's not an ICAS, so we've got separate engine indication. I can't do anything with these lights. They're just permanently on. It says the logo and nav lights are on. Nope. Doesn't look like it to me. Strobe lights? Does strobe lights work? They do. Spoilers. But I have to manually actuate them via a switch. Same thing with the wing lights. Let's go to the other side. So there, I have a working wing light, and I have working taxi and landing lights as well. But in the cockpit, I can't move any of these switches. I can try scrolling, I can try click and dragging. It doesn't fucking matter what I do. The motor should be in the run position. The switches should be in the run position. They are still in the off position. This is unacceptable. The light switches seemingly do nothing. But the most outrageous part of all of this is if I go back to this stupid fucking cabin here. Oh, no, never mind. No, the tray tables don't work either. At least they're consistent when shit's broken. Cool. Oh, hey, but, you know, I can turn on this stupid fucking lighting. The lights back here work, just, you know, not the other ones. Swell. Swell. Wow, look at that. That's amazing. That's crazy. Turn it off, it goes off. Now do that for the, you know, part of the plane that I'm actually interested in controlling. I digress. You get the idea. I don't know if I need to continue showing more of this. Oh, actually, no, there is one other thing that I want to show, and we'll just keep the PC-24 because I don't need to change airplanes for this. Let's go to a slightly busier airport. Now, do you guys remember? In fact, let's go to an airport that I know will have basically essentially the same traffic. You've got Spirit, you've got Southwest, you've got Frontier. And that is, I think there's a couple of American flights in and out of Vegas, and that is honestly about it. So let's spawn right here at this fuel box. And let's take a look. Do you guys remember that intro screen that played when I was initially loading in, or what was in the sim, showing all of those cool 787s with the United livery and, you know, all of that super accurate matched traffic. I remember, Pepperidge Farm remembers. Just to prove I'm not lying to you, let's go to the, where are they? Is it under global rendering? Air traffic high. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay, let's go, let's increase that to high too. It's not accessibility, it's not controls, it's not assistances. It might be in the original menu here. Yeah, doesn't matter. I'm using real-time traffic. That's what I need you to know. So like this 737-8 or that BB, I'm sorry, Max, the other 737 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 Max. You get the idea. These aren't reminiscent of real planes. These should be Southwest Airlines aircraft. You cannot tell me. Is that even, that's not even a Max. So they have a separate model. Yeah, that's a non-Max. There's no scimitar winglets, and those are CFM56 engines, not the Leaps. So you have a separate model for these aircraft. In fact, look at the length of the fuselage of this one. This one looks like a shorty, like a 600, maybe a 700, versus that one might be like an 800 with the dual windows. So you have different models for aircraft, but you couldn't be bothered to give them different liveries? How hard would that have been? I would have been way more content if these aircraft said Southwest. I don't know, does this still have the VFR map? No, it doesn't. I can pull up a tablet though. And I can, oh look, the map shows a Southwest jet where I am. That's crazy. So I haven't bothered to figure out how to use this yet. Nope. Traffic. Okay, so it does show traffic. That's what I want. So why aren't you showing any of the traffic that's moving around? Do you only show airborne traffic that's like doing outbound? Okay, that's not really understandable. There's an airplane right there in the air. It's probably somewhere right around here. Where is it? Heyo, looking for traffic. I have traffic selected on. Hello. Let's toggle it just to be extra nice. Heyo. There goes a Spirit Airlines A321. Excuse my voice crack there. I'm 13 again. There goes a Spirit Airlines. I don't even... Why is this aircraft doing a go-around the opposite direction of this aircraft? I've been overwhelmingly let down by this sim. And I genuinely think that it's time that us as virtual simmers, just like a lot of the other gamers of the world, stand up and say this is enough. That enough's enough, that we're not going to put up with crap like this. Because, oh wow, it's neat. I've got a low poly version of the Las Vegas skyline, probably because I'm streaming too much data. Or I can go back to FS2020, which I already own, which I already put my money into. I've got hundreds, if not thousands, okay, maybe not thousands, but over $1,000 worth of modifications into that sim. I've got the, I always fuck his name up, and I'm sorry. It's Drew Zicki, whatever. You know who I'm talking about. The guy who made, no, actually, it's not him. Fly Tampa made a really nice Las Vegas scenery, which blows this auto-generated crap out of the water. Now, this might have to do with my terrain LOD, but this 7.3 here looks like garbage. Let's keep getting closer. I really like how I can't move fast. You know, it'd be cool to make like a move fast key. Like, you know how every fucking video game that has first person movement on the planet has a bind for it. It's usually left shift, but no. So we're just going to keep walking towards this 737. And we're going to find out together if it's the lower LOD settings that I have to keep this sim running happy. Because even though most of the data is streamed, me with my goddamn RTX 3000 series card, which no isn't the top runner anymore, but should at least be somewhat competitive with a medium high realm settings for the sim should be able to handle this sim. Okay, it is the LOD. I see the cockpit popping in. Do we get more? Do we get more definition on the rudder? How about the truck? How's that truck looking? Am I going to get run over? Yeah, and that's a different Airbus, because that has the CFM engine as well, instead of the IAE engine. I digress. Where'd the... Oh, it's... gone. It just fuck. Oh, it's over here now. Alright, perfect. Well, I'm going to go with it's not an LOD factor, and it's just poorly managed. What livery is this, Asobo? What is this? Who is this for? What does this do? This is the Boeing House livery with a white top. How about a Southwest livery? You clearly made a different aircraft model. This is completely different. This looks like a 737-600 with the blended sharklets. I've got CFM56 engines. I've got the lower landing gear. I've got the not pointy tail cone for the APU. This is a different aircraft model. You clearly made different models for stuff. And then just a generic-ass Airbus A330-900, again, in house colors. Is there a setting that I need to change? Is that an additional purchase that I need to make? I've got jetways fucking off to nowhere. I mean, seriously. I understand. No, I don't understand, actually, because you should have waited. This is a 700F, so this is a freighter. So why is it moonlighting as probably a Southwest airplane? Now, granted, I don't know because I don't have a working fucking tablet to tell me what traffic is what. So. Also, I like how the engines on that A330 aren't moving. Are we just going to smack our wing into the 7.3? No, but that's probably a hell of a lot closer than you should be. Let's go back to the main menu and flight. Let's see what some of these airplanes actually are. Southwest Airlines, Southwest Airlines, Southwest Airlines. Southwest, you're using an A330, nope, that's a 7.3. What was this? Southwest Airlines, but it's an A330-900. Guess what, boys? FSLTL's still on the menu. So I think that'll be my next video on Flight Sim 2024, is figuring out what old things from FS 2020 you can use to make your default FS 2024 sim not the garbage that Asobo fed out to us. There's other issues. I regularly, like everyone else, get the little message over here, like I mentioned before, of, oh yeah, you've got bad bandwidth. I don't know. Like I said before, I think it's really time that we, as a community, basically stand up and say, hey, we're not going to do this anymore. Because they're going to keep doing shit like this unless we teach them not to, for lack of a better term. So that will do it for this FS rant. It's Thursday, November 21st, 2024, a couple days after the initial release. Things are definitely not looking up. I'm sure they'll get better eventually, but they should have just waited until they were working before releasing it. I know myself, as well as probably most of you watching, would much rather wait for a finished, ironed out product that gives us what they promised: working aircraft, working real-time traffic models. And that's that. Just for fun here, let's go to another busy airport. Let's go to Atlanta. One of the busiest airports in the United States, if not the busiest. I can't remember. O'Hare and Atlanta kind of trade off here and there for busiest airports in the world. Let's go smack dab in the middle of their gate. Let's see what they give us. This is a hub for Delta, so we should see a lot of Delta aircraft, right? I'm sure we won't. I'm sure we won't. A little bit longer of a load time this time. To be expected. It probably wasn't pre-caching over here before. I just kind of scrolled to Atlanta and clicked load. But this gives you guys a chance to see what the real world loading times are. The ones that I and everyone else who made the mistake of either pre-ordering or buying this sim on release day made. Mistake I will not be making again, as I said in my previous review. Oh, good. I spawned inside of another airplane. Love that. Love that. God, and they all just sound so generic. Just hair dryers. So that 7.3 is gone. What's around us? So, okay, so there's a United 7.3. I'm assuming that's a MAX. I can't zoom in to tell. Should probably be, I mean, I'm not going to say United doesn't fly to Atlanta, right? But again, 7.3. Come on, son. 737 generic. 737 generic. 737 white. And what's up with the APUs glowing? Why are all the chrome surfaces glowing? Why is the canopy like, are they doing cold fusion inside of the aircraft? What's going on with this? How was none of this caught in testing? You know, I understand now why all of the Spirit Airlines A321 with no landing light or taxi light, except this 737 freighter here has taxi light. Oh my God, look at it. What on God's green earth is going on? Look at that. Oh, he's waiting for me. How kind of him. So there's the first not generic FS2020, not garbage native aircraft we have thrown in. It's a Super 80. Oh, good. You turned on your taxi light. I'm glad. Also, you're not making any noise. Are you okay? All of the other airplanes around me were making noise, but you're not. Are you good? That's Spirit. We'll let it go. Also, generic 737 MAX there. Spirit Airlines A320, I believe. Also, you can just make out there's the Delta hangar to prove that I wasn't lying. Delta hub. So the Super 80 here is what I was talking about before. And the Super 80 is not really flown anywhere, as far as I know, in the US at all. I think all of the major carriers got rid of their Super 80s quite some time ago. I think one of the last operators... Oh my God, who was the last operator of the MD-80 and MD-90 in the US? I wanted to say American, but I was like, no, it was definitely after that, because I'm looking at American's lineage, and doesn't matter. Well, this is a house color MD-80. Did y'all just get into bed with, who made the Mad Dog for Flight Sim? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. We got a default A321neo, a very glowy 737-700 freighter. More jetways to nowhere that passengers will fall out of and die. What the hell is going on here? Is this an LOD issue also? Let's get closer. Do I need to warm up more humble pie, or do I get to talk more shit? Let's find out. It was, okay, humble pie. Humble pie it is. It's an LOD issue. Understandable. Got a generic 757. Did like a last minute, like, legal thing happen to where Microsoft couldn't use the carrier's colors? Or do you have to buy those separately? You know, the really funny part is, so I did actually, like, it crossed my mind. I was like, oh yeah, they're probably, oh shit, I could have just done it from there. It did actually cross my mind that, oh, is Flight Sim just greedy and they want us to buy the different aircraft liveries from the store? That's possible. So I clicked on the FS store button. Coming soon. What? Huh? I digress. It's the end of this video. I'm tired. I'm tired of crap like this. I will never understand it. So, yep, that's it. I will see you guys in the next video. There's a couple working aircraft that will fly out of remote places or something. This is a good bush flying thing. It seems that some of their backwards aircraft seem to work okay, but I'm upset and sick, so I'm gonna go make myself some dinner and call it a night. Thanks for sitting through this. I don't think I'm gonna edit any of this video. You know, Yeah, but we'll find out what the hell I'm going to do for content here on out, because it's definitely not going to be flight sim for quite some time. So thank you very much for watching. I know I was going to close this out, then I went on a whole side tangent, but yeah, that's what you get with this channel. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, take it easy.